What's up, everybody? I'm Albie13. I wanted to make a video looking on Amazon. Um, I I was intrigued because I saw robot dogs for cheap prices. So the last one that I've seen, there's definitely robot dogs that are $1,000 to $2,000, and $1,000 could be a decent price point. Because it makes you wonder. I've never owned one of these. Nobody's ever owned one of these. Um, they come from a very high end workplace kind of setup. So now it's coming back down to like enthusiast hobby grade, you know, adult toy, you know, um, for somebody who, or, older, mature toy, whatever. So, okay, so looked at this one. I ordered them from cheapest to most expensive in reasonable price range. And this seems to be everything that's on the market right now in terms of, I guess you would call this programmable robot dog. They say that this particular one is open source, Internet of Things. They even make sure to mention that for geeks and for students as well. So we take a look at the product, okay? Because we want to feast our eyes, right? Um, looks cool. Now, one of the things that I knew was going to be questionable is this actual size of these things, because a regular robot dog, as you've seen, is about, I don't know, a couple feet tall or something, right? So then makes you wonder how big these are, and so you can see already that these are miniature. You can see there the actual size, which I haven't even seen any of this stuff. So, it's nice for this particular one, $269. I am curious what you have to pay to get a more normal sized robot dog, but for something maybe gift or early adopter, you know, just to see what you can do with it, like this kind of thing. This wouldn't be too much to spend on. And then we see that I guess you have to assemble these. There's a pre-assembled one for a couple bucks more. Spare batteries. This one says it has voice commands, so it costs a little. Okay. So even though the coloration is different, this one accepts voice commands and this doesn't. So let's take a quick look. Price point $269. Um, this says realistic robot dog. They call it palm size. Servo activated. Bionic. That's another term they're using. 1 hour of playtime. Small battery. Uh, Coding, Steam STEM, robots learning, Arduino, IDE, C++, Python, easy design, new robot skills, Petoe, saying that right, desktop app, develop motor physics, engineering skills, problem solving, 3 puzzle parts. They're really putting in the keywords and stuff for people. And I guess this stuff sells. But program AI tasks, sense and surrounding environment, navigate. Cool. Okay. Makes you wonder, like, what can do. And I guess, so you could see here, getting, okay. Anyway, mostly it'll get shown. The guy is, okay, so there's a circuit board inside of the body, basically screwing it in and connecting stuff. So actually, this anybody can do this. Let's check the video. Oh, okay. Have. Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, some assembly required. So you put the. Okay, it's a little bit more assembly because you have the parts of the body and stuff. Still not outlandish. If anything, Kind of a fun unboxing experience, huh? Experience. Yeah, you kind of like see how it's made. So the coolest thing I saw was the walking. Yeah, there it goes. So so it looks like it has some kind of sensor on it. It flips, it self rights. It can hop. Pretty fun. Apparently durable. Guy steps on it. They're bold. So they actually put a good little video together here, didn't they? Whoa, that was kind of cool. It was following the object. So that's really neat. Crowdfunded on Kickstarter. Guess their product is out. They did well because they hit the price. And yeah, next, moving on. All right. So here we go. Something a step up. $349 price point. Where it always bases off. What do you get for $349, right? XGO kit, 12 movable joint, do it yourself. Okay, so always a picture is worth 1,000 words. 3 servos in the legs, active joints, all a metal shell. So instead of plastic, you're going to metal. You can see how thick the metal is there on the leg connects, and there's like this cover for it. Protected. So that's kind of cool. Second. Sorry about that. Oh, a small interruption. Okay. So I really apologize for the break. So we're just finishing looking here. Uh, MicroBit Programs. So these are, they all have some kind of interfacing, flashing, programming program, and then you like put the code in. So it seems that's kind of good as long as you can program in standard things, Python, C++, whatever it may be. And I think this is gonna get a lot easier because just thinking out loud, it seems like if you can use AI to help you program, so in this, especially as we go into the future, it's gonna get easier and better at helping you. So you can like describe what you want the robot to do. You know, walk around in a circle, um, and then you know, do a jump or a backflip or whatever it can do. And then in theory, the programming should be able to support that and it'll do the move. And then usually it just does something a little bit unexpected, like maybe the circle's only a few inches, but you want it to walk around a couple of feet a circle, a larger circle. So then you just do an adjustment for. But I think it's a great experience. Then you look at the code and you just try to. That's how you'll start to really understand a different language. In case the future of languages, programming languages, important. So kids these days are learning programming. Well, let's see here. Built-in actions. So you kind of expect this, although you may not get it with a cheap budget one. It can do 20 different things. Shake hands, lay down, crawling, stretching. This is just like for entertainment. So let's see here. Use the mobile app to control independently. Now that's a specific feature. Joystick control. So you may not get the ability to control it with joystick or phone. Um, This is very interesting because this. Which one said Wi-Fi? Is this one say Wi-Fi? Because you think, well, it can be controlled over the internet, right? In theory. Doesn't remember that I muted the sound. Okay, so there it is, packed up. Looking at the video. Yeah, the head, pretty weird. Very different from the rest of the. I don't like the way it looks. It looks unprotected. Doesn't match. Find that weird, but it looks like, the good thing about this is that you can customize that, like just little mount. So you can do a 3D printed different front or top there. So this one's really cool. You're seeing it dance performance. I like movement, the servos. I like the body and the legs a lot. Seems to have very fine control, most part. Seem like maybe the grip is not super grippy, slipping a little bit on the surface. But I don't want to stay too long on it. Artificial intelligence, what to say about it? Expansion boards and sensors, AI camera, voice recognition sensor. That's a feature and something that can be added on. Yeah, the aluminum is very cool. This. Then, like, usually you jump down in here into the. This is actually product down. It is specifically marketed as flexible, smooth move. I agree. I see that. App control. You get a preview of some app here. Sliders and built-in actions. Have like the specs. It says specifically references Python. I'm not sure what make code is. Basic, but Python. 2,500 milliamp hour battery. Okay, moving on. Oh, not in. So anyway, now we're at the $600 price point. HI Wonder or High Wonder, Bionic Robot Dog, AI Vision, Raspberry Pi Kit, open source programming, ROS. Okay. So this one struck me as basically an all metal body. Okay. Pictures. Looks like it has a camera, which part of thing about this one. Line following with the camera. Okay. Like you can control it with a controller and you get a live feed of the camera, so it's using some kind of a transmission, wireless transmission. Nice. Has a cooling fan in it. They say Raspberry Pi extension board, but it looks like some other kind of board in there. Oh, there's the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so yeah. Oh, it's an extension board, which makes sense. Board that plugs into the Raspberry Pi for additional. Probably need. Battery. Let's.
Introducing the.
Yes. Puppy Pie because of Raspberry Pi. There it is. This one looks very standard. So it's a medium size between a small and a large. Still quite desktop sized. So it's quite expensive for the size of it. But this one seems to maybe be a little bit more. advanced. That already right there, the fact that you control the angles and stuff, which hasn't been demonstrated before, which is important because if you actually want these things to do things, it might have to keep its payload level top of it. But I noticed it wasn't completely stabilized, but it was decent. So that's really sweet because you can actually have a height adjustment along with angle adjustment. They claim it's a high definition wide angle. It's nice and impressive because you're running a Raspberry Pi for the computing. So, it is basically a computer on a board. I like that it has a display in the back. I don't know what it's for, but I just like it. Little tech. Okay, yeah. So, okay, here's the camera. I don't know. I mean, it's good that it detects objects. It's clear enough to. It seems to detect objects well, so it does its job. Although, like, at some point, you'd want a camera that is like that can take pictures and video just because it's a camera, and why can't you somehow stream or record that for some purpose? Because kind of it seems obvious. Posture detection. Okay, so it has a sensor for leveling or something. That's more advanced. I still do think the size of it kind of hurts it for being that kind of price point. But I think that what I'd like to see is a small one that has features and is advanced, or a larger one that may have less features and less advanced, but at least it has the size, if that makes sense. Just for the experience. Because at the end of the day, robot dogs are some kind of fun factor and some kind of first step into robotics. Hey, pretty very nice. And this one does look kind of cool in this kind of mood lighting. Okay, so they say now there is one that has a laser radar that costs more money. That is this the cheaper one does not have the laser. Excuse me, the sensor, whatever it may be. $300 more to get the Pro kit that comes with that top. So let's see. They say what's it compatible with PC, iOS, Android. Things like that. Linux. Okay, so they even say Linux operating system because it's a Pi running Linux. OpenCV, motion control, ROS, AI vision development. What else is popping up? I haven't seen a particular one. Robot Dog Bionic. Price point. Look. So everything else looks like what we've already seen there. Here is this for some reason seems so similar, but it actually is quite different. So I'm not sure what the deal is with this one. It has a display at the top. Body's much different shape. Usually they're not as slim as this. Body's very slim. So, how big is this? And coming from Asia, where they use millimeters, so it's 170 millimeters and 220 millimeters. So if I look that up, 170 millimeters to inches, it's 6.5 inches tall, half a foot tall, approximately 8 inches long, or something like that. let's see. You know, this one seems again camera, controller, XR, RPI, extend box, extension boxes, control of the app. I mean, they are going to be kind of similar, but so far we have been seeing some different things. I guess this will probably just tell us the most in the short amount of time. Yeah, this one looks a little bit more like a simple robot. Doesn't look as refined. You can see just the way that it walks. It has like seems to have very limited, but it looks fun in its own right. Okay, so that's that one just because it popped up. Stepping up to $6.99 price point. Technically, though, I'm gonna give it to them. $120 off coupon. You click that. What is that? 100 off of 700, 600, so 580. So this is a $580 price point. Okay, that's pretty reasonable and brings it into a much more reasonable. Once you start getting into 700, oof, pushing, you're getting close to 1,000, which is almost like a different price class, and then you're like really wanting some good stuff. So here we go. It has an arm. Haven't seen this. The work dog with an arm. Look at that display. It has a display on the front. 3 movable joints. So that's the thing about this. Why pay more? Because you're getting more features. Powered by Raspberry CM4, Xgo, open source. Program it using Flocky and Python. AI module. So they're pushing this whole idea that these things will have AI and do have AI. Voice recognition, gesture recognition, visual recognition, responds to, can decode QR codes, somehow analyze audio. Well, it's probably voice command. Identify emotions. That's getting lofty. Play right out of the box. Okay, so pre set up AI application. Let's see. What do they say? Okay, so this looks similar. But here we go. So it looks like the board here, side behind the screen, it looks like. Magnetic encoding servo. I'm not familiar with all these technical things. Silicone ABS. Beat. Self-stabilization. We for 6 IMU inertial measurement unit system for the attitude data. Teaching mode. Okay, so I think that the next level of looking at these being reviewed. So that's that. Let me just go over here to the $860 one. At least a little bit lower than 1,000. But then again, I didn't really see anything. I didn't see much of this. So I just wanted to look at this, even though I wasn't impressed by my initial impression, initial viewing this image. Oh, seemed that good. But what are we looking at here? Again, it's quite small. It's very expensive. I think that just the price kills it. No matter if this thing can do jump in the air and do backflips. I mean, you know.
This is Dogzilla.
A name. I think the other ones are more value, considering the size, the way it looks. I hate to judge it on the way it looks, but part of this is a little bit of aesthetics. Raspberry Pi. Looks kind of bulky, tankish. Camera looks weird, like a gun. Okay, so it's got some good move. I don't really like the exposed ports and opening on the side. I don't like the looks. Doesn't look very refined. You know, I don't think they need that for cooling. Although if they get into the Raspberry Pi 5, that does need cooling, which can be done through heatsink or heat transfer to a metal body. But anyway, all right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is really interesting. We're gonna continue to see more things come out. I need to refresh myself on little robots that are like human style. Probably another adventure for today. If you hit like, now subscribe to me. Robot stuff. Subscribe. Talk to you later.